somewhere earlier than Scotland. Like we went to London for 9 days, so definitely go somewhere earlier. Other people went to Ireland afterwards too, but I suggest going somewhere earlier.
I would suggest planning out a little bit more of your trip before you go. You have weekends for excursions, and I would suggest maybe doing a bus tour or somehow planning a little bit better. Because what we did was kind of like day before, yes, let's go to Edinburgh, and then tracks are flooded and everything is just really expensive. So do a little bit of planning.
Getting around. Definitely, like getting around, planning all the excursions, like trying to coordinate it while we were there. It's not like we were wasting time trying to see who wanted to go do what while we should have been just doing it instead of. So I'd suggest definitely planning it before. Especially with 9 other people, it's hard to get all those people together to do one thing. Like we went to Loch Lomond and we actually got like 9 or 10 people on a trip to go to Loch Lomond, and that was actually very successful. But having that many people travel together is really hard to coordinate and plan.
I'd also say that time management was a huge issue in the beginning when your papers are due. I would really strongly suggest doing a lot of the research while you're still at NMSU during the spring semester, just because while you're at home during the summer you don't have all the resources available, and it's kind of hard when you want to have your summer to be writing a paper. So definitely start doing that early.
I was definitely afraid that I wouldn't know anyone, I wouldn't make any friends, and no one would like me, and I would get lost somewhere in Scotland by myself and not know where I was. That was my biggest fear.
Obviously that didn't come true.
Obviously no, we all stuck together. There was at least 5 or 6 of us together at all times.
We may have gotten lost, but we were all lost together.
We were all lost together, exactly.
It worked out. It was amusing in some way. My biggest fear, I have to say, was getting lost by myself, because I planned on going a little bit before and after, meeting up with some friends who lived in the UK, and I was scared that I wasn't going to make my flight or generally get lost or oversleep or something like that, but it all worked out. I got back here all right. This program is only 2 weeks and it's during the summer, so you don't have to worry about missing a semester or anything. Basically, all the work that you do is done before we leave. So if the program starts in early August, all the work is due by July. And while you're there, you just present on everything that you learned. And financially, we live in apartments, so there's a lot more flexibility with food. You can buy your own food from the grocery store instead of having to go out every night, as opposed to living in a hotel. And anything else financially?
Yeah, I mean, it's only 2 weeks. This is like the cheapest program available through the business school, I think. And definitely, you can buy groceries and cook. It's definitely way cheaper. And we get, yes, lots of pasta, lots of pizza, lots of frozen pizza. And every day we have class, you get free lunch provided by the people there. So that definitely helps out a lot.
Save that food and bring it back with you.
Yeah, wrap some of it up as leftovers.
Yeah. The class is basically 2 classes in management. One is independent study, and the other one is international labor relations. And for one class, we have a 20-page paper about a country and how they do business and the different frameworks that affect how that country does business. Each student has their own individual country, so while you're there, you learn about everyone's. And the other class is a team project on an international corporation and how that corporation manages its subsidiaries in its various countries. So there's usually one presentation per day, and one group presentation per day, and 3 or 4 individual.
So you basically learn from each other. Dean Wilson will lecture for maybe a little bit, but basically you learn from each other all the time.
And as we said, everything is due before. So.
Basically, a lot of the vocabulary was a lot different, and sometimes someone would say something to you and you'd be like, well, what does that even mean, you know? Or like, for example, in Scotland, cheers means thank you, and not like, cheers, we're gonna take a drink. So that sometimes confused us. They said just a lot of different words over there. That was the biggest difference that I noticed. They weren't really, you know, mad that we were Americans. A lot of people over there like hate Americans. As long as you don't boast about being an American and go around saying, I'm an American, everyone look at me, then you'll be fine.
That I'd have to say that I was kind of surprised to see how many people did wear kilts. Not gonna lie, or kilt pants.
Yeah.
Kind of surprised by the kilt pants. I wouldn't recommend them actually.
The main thing I was excited about to go over there was talking to the locals and getting to know them and hearing their accents, which are awesome. But like just talking to those people and was one of the major highlights, and also golfing. She didn't do the golf experience, but I did. And golfing in St. Andrews, Scotland is one of the most gorgeous things I've ever seen or done.
Even if you don't golf, it's still very enjoyable. You get to sightsee. If you have other people in the program who aren't doing the golf excursion or the portion, maybe you can coordinate with them to actually do some stuff as opposed to sleeping, which is what I did a lot. I'd also say another one of my favorite moments or experiences was girls' night was a very enjoyable moment. We had the 5 girls who went to London beforehand were the only girls there that weekend, and we went karaokeing and
we made dinner for ourselves and made dessert and
hopping.
karaokeing, and then met up with the guys later. But
it was all fun.
Going out at night is one of the major highlights too, because you just meet so many people and you get to do so much stuff, and even like get to know all the people you go out and study abroad with. So
plus there are a lot of summer frequenters of like the locals frequent the same pubs, so you get to see them and get to know them as well. For myself, it would be the friendships that I developed, because as opposed to other experiences that I've had, I get to see these people pretty much every day now that I'm back at MSU. Before, I didn't know any of these people. I hardly knew anyone in any of my classes, but we coordinated while we were over there what classes we had this following semester, so hopefully these friendships will last past graduation.
Yeah, definitely. It's traveling with a group of people you've never met before or you hardly know, and that's just a really, really good experience. And it's a different kind of friendship than you'd make back here, just because you're all in a foreign place together and you're all trying to plan all this stuff together, and you're always together. When you're like in apartments together and you learn how to live together, so basically that's definitely life-changing for me, definitely.